really, in terms of the story out of China, it is just one of what happens with the US. So we'll get to that in a minute. Let's have a quick look at their inflation data. You can see it's effectively anemic, is best described. So consumer price index in China decreased by 0.2% in May from the overall previous month. On a year-to-year basis, China's consumer price dropped by 0.1 year-on-year in May, matching the declines seen in the previous 2 months and slightly outperforming expectations of a 0.2% decrease. So look, that's what we're looking at here. There's really no inflationary challenges in China. Off the back of that, then what we have seen is the cash rate. So the cash rate here, we see the People's Bank of China kept their lending rates at record lows during their June fixing in line with market expectations. So no real change here. The move comes after the central bank reduced borrowing costs by 10 basis points last month to help cushion the economy from the impacts of the new US tariffs, and was followed by recent deposit rate cuts by major state-owned banks. So really nothing to see here as well, just yet. And so what we're talking about here is it's much of the same as what we've reported on in the last update, and that's US trade deal is a significant deal for them in terms of the short-term economy.
Deal breaker, I think, is the way to add on.
Yes, that's right.
At the moment, China is, I agree with you, it's a wait-and-see scenario for them. And they have shown previously that they're probably likely to fight a bit. They'll put up some pressure on the administration. So I'm waiting, because their Liberation Day tariffs were different 90 days. It's into mid-August. I think the middle of August is going to be really fascinating when Trump actually says this is what it is, which will probably be 30% minimum. The response we've already seen it previously when they ratcheted it up and it went to 145%, and then it went back down to zero. We all just took the gloves off for a second, just had a bit of a rest. So I agree with you. We're in this wait and see to find out what Washington will say before Beijing retaliates.
This is the biggest economic game in town, bar none. It dwarfs basically everything else going on around the planet right now. And China are definitely playing a hard game with their rare earths and their magnets. And that has left the US surprised in terms of some of their essential and big industry. These magnets are pretty much in everything from phones to electronic. And so China has realized that they've got a 2 or 3 year advantage because they supply over 90% of these rare earth magnets and the treatments that happen in terms of making these magnets viable to use. So the US have been caught a bit off guard by that. They're also being caught off guard by their silicon development. Their silica is getting very, very strong on mainland China, not so much need from Taiwan. Their AI is surprising on the upside. And of course, I've mentioned this before, the amount of energy that is going to arrive, energy production, bringing a significant competitive advantage to effectively a net energy zero cost, is going to be very, very strong for them in the longer term as they compete on the global stage.